Welcome to session 2 of the Anxiety and Depression Reduction Workshop. Last session, we learned about the mind-body connection of anxiety and depression, as well as relaxation strategies to reduce our symptoms. At the end of the workshop, we assigned homework to practice at least one relaxation technique. How did your practice go? Were there any barriers to practicing this technique? Were you able to use the technique when you were experiencing any anxiety-provoking situations or experiencing any depressive symptoms? Today, we will be learning about the importance of self-care in reducing anxiety and depression. To introduce our new topic for today, we are going to learn a new relaxation technique called breath counting. Similar to last session, before we practice the new technique, let's take a moment to check in our distress level. Remember that 0 is non-existent and 10 is the most we've ever experienced. Breath counting is an exercise that focuses on the use of counting with the rhythm of the breath. Start with a short period of time and gradually increase your time. You can set a timer so that you do not have to worry about when to stop. First, find a comfortable position. Take several deep breaths and settle into yourself. You may either close your eyes or keep them open, depending on your own comfort level. If you keep them open, fix them on an object or a spot on the floor about 4 feet in front of you. Your eyes may be either focused or unfocused. When we practice the technique together, I will explain what the technique looks like, and then we will engage in practice. What you will be doing is taking deep, comfortable breaths at first, noticing your inhalation, then pause between inhaling and exhaling, and then pause before starting again. As you inhale, you are going to count 1, and your exhale, you'll count 2. The next inhale will be 3, then exhale 4, and you will continue to reach 10 and then start over. If you lose count during this exercise, you can simply begin with 1 on your next inhalation. If you notice your mind has wandered, gently notice it, but return your focus back to your counting your breath. If you notice any body sensations catching your attention, focus on the sensation until it fades. Then return your attention back to counting your breath. So now let's practice the exercise all together. Close your eyes or focus them on a fixed point. Inhale 1, exhale 2. Inhale 3, exhale 4. Inhale 5, exhale 6. Inhale 7, exhale 8. Inhale 9, exhale 10. Inhale 1, exhale 2, inhale 3, exhale 4, inhale 5, exhale 6, inhale 7, exhale 8, inhale 9, exhale 10. We just completed 2 different rounds of this exercise. It can be helpful to complete about 3 rounds and then check your distress level on your thermometer again. If your numbers haven't changed, you can repeat the exercise. However, for time's sake, let's check in on our thermometers now. On your distress thermometer, note where your level of distress is currently, remembering that 0 is non-existent and 10 is the most you've ever experienced. What does your number look like now? Remember that our relaxation strategies take practice to master. Like last week, we are going to ask that you continue to practice this relaxation strategy throughout the week, remembering to practice at the same time each day in a time where things are relatively calm. The more we practice the techniques of relaxation, the easier they will be able to access when we are in moments of distress. Now, let's turn our attention to our topic of the day, self-care. Engaging in pleasurable activities is important to maintain a healthy body and mind. Applying self-care is an easy strategy to reduce our symptoms of anxiety and depression. Self-care includes the various ways we look after ourselves physically, emotionally, and mentally. While self-care can look different from person to person, there are some types of self-care recommended for everyone. Good sleep, physical activity, and attending to your own nutritional needs. First, let's focus on sleep. Lots of important things happen in your brain and body when you sleep. Research shows that while you sleep, your brain is hard at work forming the pathways necessary for learning and consolidating the information you've taken in that day. Sleep deprivation will impact your mood, energy, memory, grades, ability to focus, and your ability to concentrate in class and on homework. Research shows you need 7 to 8 hours of sleep consistently every night to be well rested and perform optimally. We are going to turn to page 17 in our workbook to see 11 strategies to improve your sleep hygiene that we will review together. While we are going along, please circle one strategy that you would like to implement starting tonight. The following are the 11 sleep hygiene strategies that can help with getting a good night's sleep. The first is get regular. Go to bed and get up around the same time every day, even on weekends and days off. What this means is try to find a time that you can get up on weekends. We understand that on weekends you might want to sleep later, but instead of sleeping till 1, could you sleep till 10 a.m.? 2, get up and try again. Go to sleep only when tired. If you're unable to fall asleep after about 30 minutes, get up and do something calming. Avoid caffeine and nicotine for at least 4 to 6 hours before going to bed. Avoid alcohol. Consuming alcohol affects our quality of sleep, so you want to try to avoid drinking 4 to 6 hours before bed. Bed is for sleeping. We want to use our bed for only sleeping. I know some people use our bed for work and studying, but if we can make our bed just for sleeping, our body will become associated with our bed and sleep. Electronics curfew. This can be hard for everyone, but the backlight on electronics such as our phone and TV hinders hormones and neurons that promote sleep. 7, no naps. Avoid taking naps during the day, but if you do take a nap, make sure it's before 3 p.m. and no longer than an hour. Sleep rituals. These are like bedtime routines. So it could be a skincare routine, it could be relaxation stretches, or breath exercises. 15 minutes before bed to remind our body that it's time to go to bed. 9, no clock watching. This means do not pick up your phone when you wake up in the middle of the night to check what time it is. This will reinforce negative thoughts such as, oh no, look how late it is, I'll never fall asleep. 10, the right space. Make your bed and bedroom quiet and comfortable for sleeping. So eye masks, blackout curtains, earplugs, white noise machine, whatever you need to help you feel relaxed when sleeping. And 11 is keep your daytime routine the same. So even if you have a bed night sleep, it's important to keep your activities the same. So still go to class, still exercise if that's in your plan for the day, still keep your plans with your friends. Don't avoid things because you feel tired. This can reinforce insomnia. Now let's turn our attention to another self-care technique, exercise. In addition to good sleep, exercise can lead to positive changes in our well-being. In the short term, exercise releases endorphins, which are powerful chemicals in your brain that can improve mood, energy levels, and concentration, often leading to feelings of euphoria. Over time, consistent exercise promotes long-term changes in the brain, resulting in improved memory, coping, cognitive functioning, mood, and self-esteem. Some people even experience a sense of calm and happiness after a good hike or improved concentration after they went for a swim. Have you ever experienced this feeling? Let's take a look at exercise tips on page 17 and circle at least one that you can implement into your everyday routine. Let's take a look at them together. The first is to find an enjoyable activity. Exercise doesn't have to be boring or tedious. You can choose a pleasurable activity that you like to do, such as playing ping pong, doing yoga. Aim for a fun exercise, not something that is more work for you. The number two is to start small. You can commit to just 10 minutes of exercise a day and add it to your daily routine. So walking to school, taking the stairs versus the elevator, doing push-ups in your room. These are all small ways to start exercising. 3, get outside. The sun provides a mood pick-me-up of its own, producing serotonin in the brain. Take a walk or a hike. Get outside. The sun provides a mood pick-me-up of its own, producing serotonin in the brain. You can take a walk or a hike. 4, schedule it in. It's easy to skip exercise when we don't plan. Put it in your phone as part of your daily to-do list and celebrate when you check it off. 5, mix it up. To avoid feeling bored with exercise, try a number of different activities. 6, team up. Depression can be isolating, so ask others to do team activities with you or find an exercise buddy or accountability partner to increase your social interaction. 7, minimize your equipment. Equipment can be expensive, so identify activities that don't require that you have equipment or facilities, like walking, running, or dancing. 8, follow your energy. If your energy fluctuates throughout the day, try to plan your exercise when your energy is at your peak. Alternatively, exercising when you feel sluggish can give you an energy boost. And lastly, 9, set goals that are achievable that can help improve your mood and self-esteem. Set specific, achievable exercise goals and reward yourself when you accomplish them. Let's take a moment now to highlight the importance of nutrition in managing anxiety and depression. When experiencing anxiety and depression, many people notice changes to their appetites and eating patterns. Research shows that individuals experiencing depression often have deficiencies in vitamins like B6 and minerals like calcium and iron that are linked to mood and present in a well-balanced diet. Recommendations on appropriate nutrition are outside the scope of this workshop. However, we do recommend that individuals experiencing depression focus on staying hydrated and working towards a balanced diet. We also encourage students to speak with medical doctors about their vitamin and mineral levels and to follow up with health education or a registered dietitian where you can obtain more personalized feedback on food and nutrition. We are going to transition to talking about values clarification. Values clarification increases awareness of any values that you may have that bear on any lifestyle decisions and actions. This process has shown to be helpful for self-improvement, increased well-being, and interactions with others. Values clarification techniques often help people learn more about themselves and develop reasonable goals, and therapy often allows for a safe environment in which people can understand and develop their own set of values and achieve realization of their motivations and characteristics. In this workshop, we will be using values clarification to develop our self-care plan and goals. Before we develop our self-care plan, we first are going to complete a core values assessment to gain a better understanding of the values that guide us. Turn to page 18 in your workbook where you will find the core values assessment worksheet. Select the 10 most important values and rank them in order. When you have done this, ask yourself what kinds of things you are going to do every day in your life to live in congruent with your values. What would you like to add? What might you need to subtract? Take a moment now to pause this video to complete the core values assessment. Your self-care plan can be found on page 19 in your workbook. Please turn there now. What you will be doing when you create the self-care plan is to rate your current use of wellness practices in your everyday life. You'll identify roadblocks to effective self-care. You will identify your goals, your plan, and the first step that you can take to complete your self-care plan. Lastly, you'll identify the time of day, the day that you want to start, and the actual date that you will start the self-care plan. Please pause this workshop now to complete your self-care plan. Before we end this session, we are going to practice the deep breathing technique that we learned today called breath counting. Before we begin the exercise, please measure your level of distress on your thermometer, remembering that 0 is non-existent and 10 is the most you've ever experienced. Take a moment to close your eyes or gaze at a fixed point in front of you. Breathe in for 1. Exhale for 2. Inhale 3. Exhale 4. Inhale 5. Exhale 6. Inhale 7. Exhale 8. Inhale 9. Exhale 10. Inhale 1. Exhale 2. Inhale 3. Exhale 4. Inhale 5. Exhale 6. Inhale 7. Exhale 8. Inhale 9. Exhale 10. Now, open your eyes and measure your level of distress on your thermometer again, remembering 0 is non-existent and 10 is the most I've ever experienced. For your homework this week, we would like you to begin implementing your self-care plan and continuing to practice your relaxation techniques. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed session 2 of this workshop.